Did you know, according to the Immigration Reform Law Institute, that illegal immigration costs the U.S. $116 billion annually? That is astounding. Now, I believe in order for us to make progress in this issue, it's not just limited to one particular thing, like should we build a wall or should we not build a wall? Should we throw amnesty towards a lot of these illegal immigrants, or should we not? There's so much more that goes into this situation about illegal immigration. It's about having some civil discussions, bringing clarification about who Daca is, who are these people that are in Daca, and what are some good solutions to resolve the Daca problem. Now, before I dive in, I want to say this. I do realize that illegal immigration is a politically charged thing. But I want us to remember that this shouldn't be about fighting for a particular political camp. This is about trying to help human beings. So whether you're Republican or Democrat or independent, let's come together and let's have a civil discussion. So in order for us to be productive, let's have an open dialogue about Daca and matters that surround immigration and national security so that we could provide constitutional solutions, not more rhetoric. No name calling and no labels. Just solutions that will ultimately keep Americans safe and provide solutions that will help more innovative immigrants to experience the rich freedom of the American life. Okay, so what is Daca? Daca means Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. This was put together under the Obama administration in 2012 under the Department of Homeland Security. It was targeting those who were under the age of 16 years of age at the time, who had arrived in America illegally, but after living in America for several years, these people under Daca, or known as Dreamers, they consider themselves Americans because America is the only country that they have ever known. Now, many in Daca today are working and studying in schools, and they're trying to live the American dream. However, since Trump has become president, he has ended the Daca program and has tasked Congress to figure out the next steps for these 800,000 plus immigrants. Now, I have to say, I, for one, do not support amnesty for Daca recipients. If you take a look back to the 1986 amnesty under Reagan, the Reform and Control Act, that gave millions of illegal immigrants legal status. The process was politically charged, and that kind of illegal immigration reform undermined the constitutional process. It was not a great achievement, and it certainly did not help solve our illegal immigration problems. Now, we do need to realize something, that many of the Dreamers that are under Daca, they didn't come here on their own volition. Most of them were very young. So let's not punish them. Let's not treat them like criminals. Let's be compassionate, while at the same time, let's not continue supporting programs like Daca that are also unconstitutional. Let's enforce the laws that are on the books, and let's give equal opportunity for immigrants who abide by our laws, not pass legislation that favors some over others. Also, if we're going to put many within Daca on the path to citizenship, I do think this 10 to 12 years mark is pretty ridiculous. Yes, we need to make sure these immigrants are identified and they're accounted for, that every single one of them has had a background check, and that they're complying to any visa laws or green card laws. And then within about 5 or 7 years, if they've committed no crimes, if they're paying their taxes and have met the eligibility requirement and have completed the naturalization process under the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, then they should become American citizens. You see, my friend, America's immigration policy has always been, we want law-abiding immigrants to become law-abiding citizens. Here's what's interesting about a lot of the people that are in the Daca program. According to a report by the Cato Institute, they found that most Daca recipients end up contributing more than the average in taxes because they are not eligible for any federal means, tested welfare, cash assistance, food stamps, Medicaid, healthcare tax credits, or anything else. Another interesting fact is that many Daca recipients are more educated than the average immigrant. They commit less crime, and they want nothing more than to become a naturalized American citizen. Now, that is all good news, and all the more reason for Congress to pass a law that puts these law-abiding immigrants on the path to citizenship. Now, of course, those people within the Daca program that have no desire to become an American citizen and are breaking laws and are trying to hide under the radar, that's different. Now, before I conclude this video, I want to say one final thing, mentioning the cost about this wall and about the cost that we spend annually dealing with illegal immigration. When you look at the cost of building building a wall, whether it's going to be 30 billion to 60 billion, whatever, that is far less expensive than what we are currently as a nation on a federal level and also on a state level that we are spending to fight against illegal immigration. Every country has a right to protect its borders. That's common sense. We protect our borders in order to protect our citizens. That is a sworn duty of each and every elected official of the United States of America. So when we start talking about reforming Daca, what does that look like? We have to make sure we have the discussion as well about protecting our borders. So one necessary improvement on a reformed version of Daca is not to incentivize more illegal border crossing, nor should Congress create a special path for citizenship for the people who fall into Daca. Like I said before, the answer is not immediate amnesty. And I think it's important to point out that whatever Congress and the president do decide for Daca doesn't mean it applies to all of the immigration reform. But in the process, Congress needs to pass a spending budget that will start getting a wall built in areas that need it most. Now, of course, I realize that a brief video like this one cannot solve all the problems surrounding illegal immigration. But I do believe that if we come together, not based on party, but on the Constitution, and identify the difference between law-abiding immigrants and illegal immigrants who have no intent to become citizens and pass laws that promote safety and opportunity, then we are moving towards the right direction. And that is bringing solutions that will keep America safe.